The Riley County Police Department says 3 business thefts from Monday are believed to be linked, and the case remains under investigation. Energy Center Manhattan Pool, the Flint Hills Breadbasket, and Prairie Stone Incorporated were all victims of theft, as previously reported on News Radio KMAN. A dump trailer taken from Energy Center Manhattan Pool was recovered late Monday evening in the Kansas City area. A gray 2003 Ford F-250 truck was stolen from the breadbasket, and a mini skid steer was taken from Prairie Stone. The current estimated loss associated with the unrecovered items is $25,000. An RCPD representative says the cases are connected, but there are currently no known suspects. Anyone with information can contact RCPD or Manhattan Riley County Crime Stoppers. All eyes will be on the Riley County Commission today as the board considers a possible veto of a Manhattan workforce housing project. In a Wednesday newsletter to its members, the Manhattan Area Chamber of Commerce reiterated its support for the project and is urging the county to do the same. "We would be disappointed if the county would take this approach on the issue," the letter stated. It goes on to say, "We cannot continue to pay for existing services if we don't grow." Frontier Development is seeking just under $2 million in incentives from the city over a 15-year period as part of a reinvestment housing incentive district agreement to construct 26 duplexes on Little Kitten Avenue. Because of the potential loss of property tax revenue to the city, county, and school district budgets, all 3 must support it for the RHID to be established. The city and school district have already voted in favor. A memo from the Riley County Clerk's Office included in Thursday's agenda document states that the LK project does not conform with the county's RHID policy. Commissioners will consider the measure today at around 10:45. Upgrades to Manhattan's wastewater treatment facility are scheduled to begin this fall. City officials were presented Tuesday with plans for a multi-million-dollar expansion project that will modernize technology that dates back to 2004. Kansas City-based Carollo Engineers is working with the city to upgrade the plant's biosolids processing capabilities. Company spokesperson Garrett Sheehan spoke at Tuesday's meeting.
We're touching every area of the plant. We are improving a lot of things with digestion capacity. That means taking solids and processing it so it can be legally applied to the land. Other improvements to thicken it, and just basically, after 20 years of having the same equipment, it's wearing out.
The project is about 90% designed, with costs estimated to be around $25 million. The city had been planning to seek a loan from the Kansas Department of Health and Environment to support the project, but Public Utilities Director Kevin Niles says those funds are no longer available.
We are currently about 10% invested into the project, and we plan on getting a CO bond going forward.
Construction is expected to begin in October, with completion expected by mid-2027. The director of the Riley County Police Department recently visited the U.S. border with Mexico on a trip with U.S. Senator Roger Marshall and other Kansas law enforcement officials. Brian Pete says the trip, paid for by his training budget with RCPD, provided an opportunity to gain intelligence about human and drug trafficking across the border and how to reduce it in the community. He says RCPD takes care of the community, including those working for Fort Riley and the National Bio and Agro Defense Facility. Pete says that care directly impacts community members' ability to do their mission. Pete says he's thankful to Senator Marshall for being included on the visit and aiding the department's efforts with planning to protect the community.
Good morning. I'm Troy Coverdale with your sports headlines. K-State is back on the board in the 2026 recruiting cycle as Missouri offensive lineman Bennett Frazier committed to the Wildcats yesterday. He was one of 8 players who had official visits to Manhattan this past weekend. Frazier is the 5th offensive line commit to K-State in the cycle. He held offers from Missouri, Northwestern, UCF, and others before committing to the Wildcats, and his commitment is the 9th that the Cats have received overall. Aaron Judge homered for a 3rd consecutive game. Clark Schmidt allowed just 2 hits over 6 frames, and the Yankees cruised to a 6-3 win over the Royals last night. Schmidt allowed just 1 runner to reach second base, and that was courtesy of a balk that advanced Michael Garcia in the 1st inning. He also struck out 7 to remain unbeaten in 6 regular season appearances against Matt Quatraro's Royals.
I thought we battled some decent at-bats, but with nothing to show for it. But, I mean, doesn't surprise me. He's got good stuff.
The Royals have gone 10-18 after a 16-2 run through April and May. The Yankees will send right-hander Will Warren to the mound tonight. The Royals counter with Seth Lugo in the 6:40 contest. Coverage at 6 on News Radio KMAN. The NBA Finals are now in the favor of the Indiana Pacers. They win Game 3 last evening, 116-107 with a stellar 4th quarter. They outscored OKC 32-18 in the final period of the game. Game 4 will be Friday night in Indianapolis. Have a great day. I'm Troy Coverdale.